Hello, and welcome back to Linda API Academy. My name is Kay, and this is episode 2 in our integrations partner series. In this series, we're diving deep into how to integrate and utilize your integrations and data partners into your decision trees and other products within the Linda API platform. In our last episode, we added our credit bureau data from TransUnion soft pulls into our pizza personal loans. And here to remind you, we've added these variables from the TransUnion data points in our model studio so that these are directly mapped already to TransUnion. And from here, we are able to pull all of the data from TransUnion and populate and make calls for the user. And then finally, on the last page of our pre-approval, we've swapped out our decision tree from a pre-approval to our TransUnion check. And in our TransUnion decision tree, we are checking for the credit score that's coming from the TU soft pulls. So with that, in this episode, I'm going to be showing you all of the different products that we have put together and testing it and showing how all of this is cohesive and works together. So with that, let's start our product and start the application. So we're going to start the first application in our lending personal loan, and we are going to be putting in our first last name. Because we are doing a TransUnion poll, we have to make sure the name that we use will ping back an actual real data. So we're going to input a real name from their test credentials as well as a test social security number and test birth date. So all of these will ping back an actual match for our FICO score. Second to that is also going to be, of course, the inputs for address. All of this will need to come back and be pinged with an actual real data. And then finally, employer type, we are keeping this still the same. As TransUnion soft pull, currently we are not matching the employer type. So with that, on the back end, the decision tree has just utilized all of our inputs to call TransUnion and take us to the next page where we are approved for a loan amount with an APR, and this is our term sheet. And continuing to the next page, we are now asked to give us our license. For us, we are going to just leverage some dummy data for now. And this is to mock up kind of the next step in underwriting. After the initial soft pull and KYC, the next step would be to do the actual underwriting. And then finally, this is the other piece of our integration partners where we are adding in the Plaid widget. Here we've added in the Plaid widget by simply adding in our Plaid credentials into the Plaid auth integration, and we can now add in the widget itself, and it's ready for users to interact with. And this would be what the user sees. Of course, this is our test account. From there, you'll see that we do allow for Plaid to widgets to be shown in its standard form. And then, of course, our final lending agreement is shown here with some of our credentials and what going to sign our name. And that completes our personal loan product. So let's navigate to our applications page where we can actually see the loan that we just submitted and see some of the information. And that's a little bit different now that we have integrations pulling in from our integration partner. The first of which is once you navigate to your application back office wizard, you'll see that the personal information section has its own set of sections. Here you'll see all the information that was populated and given into TransUnion. And then underneath that, we'll have our underwriting results, and this is a little bit different than some of our other underwriting results. First, which is the credit bureau information, is the TransUnion soft that's being pulled here, and then of course we are running all of our decision trees, our latest decision trees here, and then finally this is very unique to Lend API because we do allow you and showcase the credit score that was pulled from TransUnion. So for us, the underwriting rule was to pass a 660 credit score, and our test user has 774. So this is a successful decision pull. So underneath our credit score is our credit report. This will actually pull the full PDF report from TransUnion and show it to you in downloadable format. Underneath that is our banking information. And this is coming from the Plaid widget that we actually just utilized. So if you remember the Plaid widget that we connected with, and this is all of the information. Of course, this is a test account, so it doesn't have a lot of the core information like bank numbers. And then finally, we have our other pieces of information that the user has inputted. Navigating through, one other unique aspect that's a little bit different now that we're connected with an integration data partner, specifically Bureau, is that you can actually navigate over to data, and even though you're not specifically utilizing these variables, we do pull all of the TransUnion variables for this user. So based on some of the credentials like SSN and PII that we put in, you can actually see that we pull the Vantage score, TU Vantage score, their TU SSN match, their address match indicators, as well as some of these other attributes aside from just the credit score. And from here, you can actually pick and choose if you have an underwriting team that does require manual checks. We do have all of the values pulled here. And of course, you can have you can update and rerun these models based on updated decision trees. So all of these are readily available. So with that, I want to thank you for following us and through this integration partners series. And as always, please check us out. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to one of our sales executives. And as always, please follow and subscribe for more content.